Soy Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria. Plata o plomo.
Imagine ruling a country from the shadows, amassing a fortune so immense you literally have more cash than you can spend. You're a hero to some, a nightmare to others. And despite your wealth and power, your life ends not in luxury, but in bloodshed on a rooftop. This is the story of Pablo Escobar, one of history's most notorious and ruthless drug lords.
Famous word established by Pablo Escobar, plata or plomo, bullet or money.
You either accept the bribe or you get killed. Anybody who went against Escobar would die.
But how did he rise from humble beginnings to become the king of cocaine? And what led to his dramatic fall?
Drug lord Pablo Escobar was killed today, 16 months after his escape from prison.
Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born in 1949 in a small Colombian town. Like many, he came from humble beginnings. His family didn't have much, but young Pablo had big ambitions and little regard for the law, starting with petty crimes like selling fake diplomas and smuggling cigarettes. Escobar soon realized that the real money was in something far more dangerous: crime.
Well, one person that was sending the majority, a guy by the name of Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria. He had his own little empire going in Colombia at this time, and 80% of the cocaine was being sent by Pablo Escobar in the Medellín Cartel.
In the 1970s, Escobar saw a golden opportunity. The demand for cocaine in the United States was skyrocketing, and he capitalized on it. He built a smuggling empire that transported thousands of kilos of cocaine into the US, netting him billions of dollars. By the early 1980s, Pablo Escobar wasn't just a drug dealer. He was a global kingpin. With this wealth came power. Escobar built lavish estates like Hacienda in Naples, complete with a private zoo. He controlled entire neighborhoods in Medellin, providing money, infrastructure, and protection to the poor, earning him the nickname Robin Hood.
Pablo Escobar's organization was huge. He had the money to make it huge.
But this image of a benevolent drug lord hid the reality of his violent rise.
Pablo was the CEO.
One of the ringleaders is thought to be one of the richest men in the world, Pablo Escobar.
You've got a man who has been estimated at being worth between $8 and $30 billion.
But Escobar's empire wasn't built through charity alone. His rule was marked by brutal violence, both at home and abroad. His infamous plata o plomo policy, silver or lead, meant you either took his bribe or faced a bullet. He orchestrated the assassination of politicians, judges, and police officers, and he declared war on the Colombian state. In the 1980s, Colombia became a war zone. The Medellin Cartel's bombings, kidnappings, and assassinations brought the country to its knees. Escobar even went as far as bombing a commercial airliner in 1989, killing 107 people just to target a presidential candidate.
When you see that type of carnage and those horrific acts being portrayed against innocent people, especially children who haven't even had a chance at life yet.
He was on Forbes' list of the world's wealthiest people, but his ruthless pursuit of power made him one of its most dangerous. Yet for all of his might, cracks were beginning to show. By the early 90s, Escobar's reign was collapsing. His greed and violence had made him too powerful for Colombia to ignore. And with pressure from the United States, a combined effort of Colombian military and police, along with elite US units, was formed to bring him down, called Los Pepes. This vigilante group targeted Escobar's associates, killing them one by one and dismantling his network. In 1991, Escobar struck a deal with the government. He would surrender in exchange for living in his own private catedral. But even behind bars, Escobar controlled his empire, and when the government tried to move him to a real prison, he escaped. For 16 months, he was the most wanted man in the world. But in December 1993, his time ran out. After a long manhunt, Colombian police found him hiding in a safe house in Medellin. In a final shootout, Escobar was shot dead on a rooftop. The reign of the king of cocaine had come to a bloody end.
Drug lord Pablo Escobar was killed today, 16 months after his escape from prison.
Pablo Escobar left behind a legacy of violence and wealth, but also a deeply wounded country. His story is a reminder of the devastation that unchecked ambition and greed can bring. Colombia has moved on since his death, but the scars of his reign remain. Escobar's life serves as a warning to the world. Even the most powerful empires can crumble under the weight of their own evil. Thanks for watching! If you want to dive deeper into stories like these, covering history's most notorious criminals, horror film behind the scenes, and the dark side of humanity, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.